It was a stormy evening when a frightened little girl named Emma ran into a biker garage, clutching a pink backpack to her chest. Her eyes were wide with terror, her tiny hands trembling. "Please," she whispered, "hide me from my dad." The bikers looked at one another, confused, until Razor, their president, unzipped the bag. Inside, they didn't just find coloring books or toys. They found a digital camera, a flash drive, and something far darker. 47 photos of domestic violence, fingerprints on a bloody weapon, and records linking Emma's father to a powerful cartel. What they thought was just a scared child had suddenly become the key to exposing a criminal empire. Within minutes, the bikers realized this wasn't just about helping a little girl. They were standing against killers. When the police finally arrived, Emma's father and his associates were charged with first-degree murder, child endangerment, and cartel money laundering. The flash drive alone held 3 years' worth of evidence. But victory came with a problem. Emma had nowhere safe to go. The state suggested moving her to an aunt in California, but with cartel ties reaching across borders, that option was dangerous. "She's staying with us," Razor declared. The social worker shook her head. "Mr. Rodriguez, you're the president of an outlaw club with multiple convictions. The state will never approve you as her guardian." Razor's reply was cold and final. Then the state has a problem. Because she chose us. And we're not giving her up. For weeks, Emma lived in the clubhouse, surrounded by 12 tattooed bikers who knew nothing about caring for a child. The first test came when she broke down in tears, missing her mother. Snake, one of the toughest riders, knelt beside her Harley and whispered, "My granny once told me, when you miss someone in heaven, you talk to them. Out loud, so they can hear you. Want to try?" Emma looked up with red-rimmed eyes and began softly, "Hi, Mommy. I'm okay now. The scary men are gone, and these uncles are teaching me how to be brave like you." The garage fell silent. Hardened criminals wept quietly, realizing they weren't just protecting her. She was healing them too. One night, Emma woke up screaming from nightmares. Chains, the terrifying enforcer of the club, was the first to rush in. "The monsters are coming back!" she cried. Chains knelt beside her bed, his massive frame trembling. "Sweetheart, monsters are scared of bigger monsters. And we're the biggest monsters in this state. They'll never touch you again. I promise." For the first time, Emma believed it. When she later fell sick with a fever, 12 bikers turned into desperate caretakers. They read her bedtime stories, made soup, and sat awake all night checking her temperature. Something in that clubhouse had changed. The men weren't just bikers anymore. They were family. 3 months later, the custody hearing began. The social worker, Margaret Stevens, shocked the court with her testimony. "In 30 years of social work," she said, "I've never seen a child heal as completely as Emma has here. These men, criminals though they may be, have created a home more stable and loving than any foster care I've placed a child in. My recommendation is to grant permanent custody to Mr. Rodriguez." The gavel fell. Custody granted. The courtroom erupted with cheers. Emma leapt into Razor's arms, calling him Daddy for the first time. Margaret wiped away a tear. The bikers weren't just outlaws anymore. They were protectors. From that day forward, the Devil's Outcasts became more than a motorcycle club. They became guardians for children in need. Emma's pink backpack, once filled with evidence of horror, was now packed with crayons, coloring books, and emergency cards for other kids. A year later, the Little Warriors program had grown to 32 children. The police, once their enemies, now called on them for help in domestic violence cases where the system failed. Emma, now 10 years old, still dreams of becoming a police officer. She still calls Razor Daddy and has 11 uncles who would give their lives for her. Every year, they celebrate the night Emma walked into their garage, not because they saved her, but because she saved them. She taught them that even the most broken men can become the most devoted fathers, and that family isn't about blood, but about love. And so, a frightened little girl with a pink backpack didn't just escape her monsters. She created an army of protectors, proving that hope can rise from the darkest places.